Joining me today on NYSE Floor Talk is Val Ackerman. She is the commissioner of the Big East Conference. Val, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Judy, great to see you as always.
Thanks. So this morning you just rang the opening bell celebrating the Big East events that are happening right now. Talk to me about what's going on.
This is our big couple of weeks of the year here in New York with the Big East men's basketball tournament taking place at Madison Square Garden. Always very exciting, dramatic couple of days. And we've been very fortunate to be, as part of those activities, able to come here to the New York Stock Exchange. We bring a small delegation. We get a chance to ring the opening bell, as you said. And it's always an exciting day and really, I think, speaks to the relationship between the Big East and New York City.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. So now, talk to me about Big East's success and evolution in the decade following the conference's realignment.
Well, the Big East was founded in 1979 as a basketball-centric sports conference. So it'll be celebrating its 45th anniversary this May. The league's been through a lot of change over the last 4+ decades. But really what's sort of shown through is its strength as a basketball conference, our successes on the hardwood. We've got 11 schools now, led by our Eastern schools, Midwest Pod as well. University of Connecticut is the defending national champion of men's basketball, having another great year this year. But it's really been a league with a proud history. Very committed to athletics, excellence, academic achievement, and then our schools do a lot in their communities as well. So it's a great package of activities, and we're very proud to keep all of that great tradition going.
Now the tournament takes place at Madison Square Garden. You have a long-standing relationship with the Garden. Talk to me about that relationship.
It's been fabulous. The Big East tournament was first played in New York City in 1983. And it's just grown and grown over the years. There have been many incredible moments there in the building. The crowds have held up over time. We had a couple of games this week with just magnificent crowd support. The building itself is widely regarded as one of the best basketball venues in the country, if not the world. So we're very proud to be associated with them. It's something about it. It's the lighting, it's the acoustics, it's the way the fan energy just sort of feeds. So it's a relationship we're very proud of, our schools are, and our hope is that we can be there for many years to come.
Now talk to me about the impact nil policies are having, name, image, likeness, on college sports.
Well, college sports right now is in a period of really significant and in some ways very rapid change. Led by changes a couple of years ago that allowed student athletes, in effect, to sign endorsement deals. That had not been allowed up until 3 years ago. So that has opened for the athletes an incredible number of opportunities to expand their personal brands, to make some additional revenue. It's a bit of a brave new world because it's not heavily regulated at the moment. And that's an area of concern for many of the administrators in the sport. There isn't a single national standard around how it works. There are some efforts underway right now to get Congress to intervene to see if that can get straightened out. And there are some concerns about how it's impacting the recruiting environment and whether or not it could ultimately lead to something that I think would have very difficult complexities, which is actual pay for play to the athletes. So for now, we're all just kind of trying to keep up with the change. But again, for the athletes, I think it's been a very good development and something that I think will help them take advantage of their marketability at this stage of their lives.
And finally, you're a pioneer in women's sports, from founding president of the WNBA to leading the Big East Conference. There's been a rise in women's sports, which has been fantastic to see. How do you envision the future of women's sports?
I think it looks very bright. I mean, I was a student athlete when I was in college in the early days of Title IX. And when women's sports really didn't get a lot, I mean, we were getting something, but it isn't what women's athletes are getting today. I've been able to see the rise of women's pro team sports in this country with the founding of the WNBA in 1997. Women's pro soccer is on the move. The efforts of the national teams will be on full display in Paris this summer at the Olympic Games. So for somebody like me who was not able to play on an organized sports team until I got to go to high school, really, to see what's happened now has been it's been very emotional, to be honest. And to answer your question, I think the trajectory will only go upward. What I think we're going to see now is really more investment in women's sports commercially, more invested in sponsorship, television coverage, more people, men and women alike, taking ownership positions in women's pro sports teams, and that wasn't so 10 or 15 or certainly 25 years ago. So I think it's a great time to be an ally of women's sports, and I really hope that the energy we're seeing now, the crowd support, will lead to even more growth in the decades to come. It's exciting.
It's definitely exciting. Val, it's always exciting when you come to visit. Thank you for joining me on Floor
Thanks,
Talk
Judy.
today.
Always a pleasure to be here and with you and at the NYSE.